Good. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. Mhm. Hope you guys are doing well today. Give me just a minute to verify that the streaming is working well here. Up. Excellent. Cool. So I can see myself in big as well. Ah, yeah, that seems all right. So bit by bit, the technology is getting better. Still having to stream from the phone today, but there's a few bits of tech that are arriving, and I'm just waiting for the newer camera, which hopefully should make the image even better than it is now with the wider angle as well. In the meantime, let's play with Qi, because that's what we're here to do. Let's do some Qigong together today. So, I had the idea of going through certain aspect we probably went through over time. Hello, thanks for joining. Yeah, if I do this, I'll be able to see people. Hi, Jane. So, yeah, doing some Qi building, Qi perception exercise, because that's what makes Qigong more fun. Although, let me say it this way instead. So, Qigong can be separated or categorized into, there's many ways of doing that, but one of the ways is to compare the moving form versus the static form. And it doesn't matter if it's lying down, seated, or standing. The idea of a moving form is that you're using movement to move the chi through the body, and this movement, which bring a movement of chi through the body at the same times, allow the chi to slowly eat away at various stagnation, so that the overall circulation of chi within the body becomes smoother and smoother. As stagnation are being taken away, as the chi start to flow better, we have that sensation that the body is functioning better, that we have more energy, because stagnation is also energy that's being jammed somewhere, is not being used. So as we chip away those stagnations become more fluid, then there's more chi that becomes available, and therefore the organs can function better, they can function to their maximum capacity in a normal setting. The other aspect of the training is using posture, immobility to let the chi starts to build and grow and start to increase the size of the pathway through which the chi is passing. So if we have a lot of stagnation, trying to start with just posture can be a little more difficult simply because the intensity of the chi starting to move, encountering those stagnations, start to have a little bit of a fight between the two. It's like if you have a clogged pipe and you try to increase the pressure, there's going to create a little bit of struggle. If the blockages is light, then the pressure is going to be enough and it's going to push it away. But if the blockage is too strong, and if your pipe is not strong enough, then it's the pipe that's going to burst. So we need to find the right balance between building the chi so that we have this strength that's built through the body, and that we can have an increase also in the space through which the chi is moving, and the movement in order to smooth out the stagnation, allow everything to be more fluid, more moving, and to be able to switch between one or the other, going from a moving, more yang aspect of circulating the chi versus a quieter, more relaxed, but building an intensity sensation within the body. So we're going to play a little bit with both of these approach today. So yeah, and as usual, I'm not there with you in your living room as you're following this class, so you're responsible for yourself. If at any moment you feel the need to sit down or take a break, go on ahead. Pause the video if you want, or keep listening to it. It's all good, and always respect the limit that your body are giving you. Never try to push past any limit. every movement that we do should feel very relaxed and simple. So, for example, if we have a movement that requires to turn and you have any type of injury, just respect these injuries, don't go further. And naturally, if you reach a limit, don't try to overstretch into it because that's going to cause tension and it's not going to be useful for the flow of qi anyway. So let's start. Massaging the Laogong point at the center of the palm. Here, let me turn this slide on as well. So when I get closer, you guys can still see me. So center of the palm, gently massaging, putting a little bit of pressure on the palm, pushing towards the finger and then releasing, just to open up the flow through the palm and to pull the chi from the chest down towards our palm so that they get open, functioning, and happy. So you don't need to slide the finger on the skin so much. You just want to tackle the space under the skin, that spongy layer, and to get the chi, but also the fluid, the blood, the lymph, all the water molecule that are there to start to move a little bit more. And we'll do both sides. We're just doing one at this point. And before switching, just apply a little bit of pressure through your palm to feel its thickness, feel how it feels after that massage, and then compare it to the hand that was doing the massage. See if there's a difference, and then readjust massaging on the other side. So again, finding the point, which is there's kind of two school. I feel it better between the index and the middle finger. Traditional acupuncture is more between the middle finger and um, the ring finger. So either side of the bone of the middle finger is possible. Globally speaking, as the chi starts to grow, we feel the whole palm anyway, not just one precise point. But it's up to you to feel which side seems to be working better for you as far as the massage. And as you massage, pressing, pulling towards the finger and releasing, creating this pumping action to bring the chi, the blood, and the fluids down the arm towards the palm, and not pressing too much on the back so that the return towards the yang channel can go back up as well. Simply allowing it to circulate better. As we do this, allowing the mind to be aware of what we're doing, not having our head jumping everywhere and thinking about too much other stuff. Allowing at the same time abdominal breathing to start to settle in. Smiling. And then bringing our palm facing each other. Keeping the wrists slightly lower than the elbow allows us to have a better downward flow towards the palm, which will then make it a little bit easier to feel the sensation at the point that we've just massaged. The idea here is to try to feel the connection between the 2 points and see if you can perceive it once your hands face each other. If you're not too sure, you can separate the palm, bring one up, the other one down. See how you feel the sensation within each palm once they're not facing each other. And then gently bring them back in front of each other and see how the sensation changes. If there's a type of a click or feeling of alignment that come once the 2 points face each other. Sometimes it's a bit more like a bubble. You can have a bit of a magnetic feeling. Sometimes it's more a feeling of warmth, infrared waves that are passing between the two. Up. So you can separate again, see how your palm feel when they're not facing each other. And then gently allowing them to come back in front. And starting to connect a little bit more our breathing with this. So inhaling, allowing the palm to be pushed apart from each other, exhaling, letting the palm get closer. Don't try to move your hand away. Allow the wave from the breath to increase the pressure between the palm and allow them to move. Doesn't matter if the sensation is small at first and you have barely any movement or no movement. What's important is to feel the difference within that sensation between the palm. On the inhale, feeling that this ball is kind of growing and may even push your hands apart a little bit. And on the exhale, allowing the palm to get a little closer together. Inhale. Exhale. And gradually observing how with each breath, this sensation starts to become more present, more intense. Inhaling, exhale. Allowing your breath to become deeper, slower. Maybe even start to feel the connection between the ball that's between your palm and the lower abdomen. And if you start to feel that this ball becomes a little wider and kind of surrounds the whole abdominal area, allow your hand to tilt a little bit and connect deeper within the abdomen. So at first we were playing a little bit more with the palms facing each other. And now we're tilting the palms so that they face a little bit more the abdomen as well. Feeling that the ball is not just between our hands, but between our hands and the lower abdomen. Allowing the mind to settle inside the lower abdomen. So shifting our awareness a little bit from the space between our hands to the space inside the abdomen, the center of this big round bubble that's all around us, that's growing as we inhale, and that's returning, becoming more dense inside the lower abdomen with the exhale. As we feel this ball Keep growing with each breath. We're going to allow the palm to turn a little more towards the ground and try to increase a little bit more this connection with the feet. So what used to be the center of the ball become kind of the top part of it, and this ball is now growing and increasing towards the feet and to the ground. We're basically connecting the whole lower body from the belly button down, from the daimai area towards the feet and to the ground, and feeling this huge bubble connecting through our legs all the way down into the earth. Gently allowing that ball to rise a little higher towards the diaphragm on the inhale and then coming back down on the exhale. Feeling the connection with the feet, rising through the legs into the lower abdomen, all the way to the diaphragm, and down on the exhale. Yawning are optional, but it's a good addition. As we're sinking deeper and deeper into parasympathetic, rest and digest, relaxation phase, allowing the body to fill itself bit by bit with more and more energy. Then once you feel that on the inhale everything is full all the way up to the diaphragm, allowing the chi to rise through the spine, passing the diaphragm and then filling up the torso. All the way up to the shoulders, bit by bit. Feeling that the chi start to rise, the shoulder blades start to sink. On the inhale, a little more, expanding the ribs, allowing the chest to fill up. And allowing the hands to float upwards more and more with each breath until you reach to the point where you feel that your torso all the way up to the shoulders is filling up with chi. Feeling that from the feet all the way up through the legs, the lower abdomen, the shoulders, and even through the arms till the fingertips. All of your body is filling up more and more. Up. Once you feel that all of your torso filled up as well, allowing the chi to continue to rise or following its rising through the neck, into the head, all the way to Bai Hui, and back down. Once you feel that the chi rise all the way to the top of the head, you can allow your arm to rise even higher, connecting the back of the palm with the top of the head and the expansion towards the side into the Wei Chi. So for those of you who are familiar with set one of Taiji Qigong Shibashi as well, you can recognize the link between the first movement of set one and the first movement of set two. This connection between the two, how one fills up the body while the other not only fills up the body, but goes all the way into the Wei Qi, as well as understanding that for the Wei Qi to be filled up, we need first to fill up the body. So there's a continuum between the two. Inhaling as you go up, exhaling as you come down. And so following the rhythm of your own breathing, if your breath is a little shorter, do your movement a little faster than I'm demonstrating so that your movement follow the breath. If your inhale is a little shorter, you can move a bit faster while still trying to allow your breath to become as slow and deep as possible, just to follow your own rhythm and find the rhythm that suits you today. Good. Let's do one more. Now that the body has been filled up, allowing the arms to gently rise all the way to shoulder height, maintaining the arm extended, floating on top of that chi that's rising through the body, feeling the shoulder relaxed, the head stretching upward towards heaven, the feet digging deeper into the earth. Finding the center spot between the top of the head, the sole of the feet, left and right. The position where your body is using the minimum amount of effort and strength in order to maintain you in the posture. And interestingly enough, that posture will also be the one in which you'll breathe the best and the deepest without effort. Allowing the chi and observing the chi rising through the body, all the way up to the shoulders, to the tip of the fingers, feeling almost like if you're standing in a pool where your arms are floating in front of you. And on your next inhale, allowing your arm to rise all the way above the head, opening to the side, and we'll do 3 repetitions of the movement. So 1, 2, and 3. And this time allowing the arm to rise all the way above the head, letting the shoulder sink, the opening through the shoulder, rotating the elbow out, which spiral all the way to turn the palm facing up. Feeling the strength through the back, the spine elongated, the feet digging into the ground while the head is pushing up, and feeling how the shoulders are relaxing more and more and being pushed or pulled downward through the shoulder blades. The head looks slightly upward, the neck is straight, but the bones of the cranium are able to move gently, opening and closing. If you're able to hold, we'll keep it a little longer. If you start to feel too much tension in the shoulder, just gently on the exhale, open your arms, letting your arms come down to the side and keep your arms down for a little bit, letting the tension drain from the shoulder to the tip of the finger. For those of you who are still doing it, we'll do this together in just a few seconds. Keep it a little more. And on your next exhale, allowing the arms to open gently to the side, extending the wings, coming down, letting the shoulder relax and letting any tension flowing from the shoulders down the arm towards the tip of the fingers. Stay like this for a few breaths. Allowing the palm to turn face behind us. Inhale, doing 3 repetitions of the movement. Inhale, go up. Exhale, come down. Inhale. Exhale. And let's do one more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now allowing the arm to rise all the way up. Shoulders sinking, spiraling through the arm to the fingertip, opening the arm to the side, and then keeping our wings open, landing on the air, feeling that supportive sensation of the chi around us, feeling that push and expansion through the arm all the way to the fingertips as the shoulder blade are sinking, connecting the humerus through the shoulder, through the ribs, and feeling how the breathing allow and create support under the arm all the way to the tip of the fingers. In this position, you should feel that you're almost forward, just enough to feel that the back is strong and rising and that the front is soft and sinking. Almost as if you had um, a bar in front of you, more or less at the waist height, and you were about to kind of jump over it to be able to pass. You want to get just this uprising of the yang through the back, supporting the body, and that's sinking through the front, through the central line. Making sure the wrist and the palm are relaxed, and you can play a little bit, if you're sensitive enough, between the long 7 and small intestine 3. So small intestine 3 is just below the knuckle of the pinky. Long 7 is just on the wrist at that little bony bump just before the thumb. So adjusting the two of them allow for the rising and sinking of the qi through the dumai and renmai and facilitate this sensation of jumping over. And on the next exhale, allowing everything to come down, letting any tension from the shoulder sink down the arm towards the tip of the fingers, deep into the ground. As the sensation from the arm is going down, sensation through the outside of the legs might be increased downward as well, but the inside of the legs are starting to fill up and support us even better, allowing the yang to pass through us to go into the earth, allow the yin of the earth to start to rise and fill our yin channel of the legs. Good. And gently allowing the palm to turn facing behind us and do 3 repetitions again of the same movement. And notice how the sensation changes as you're doing the movement after having done the posture. As usual, inhaling as we go up, exhaling, coming down, feeling the openness through the shoulders, the sinking of the chi down deeper into the earth, rising through the legs and the spine, and the sinking down the central line in the front. That stretch that it helps to maintain in the spine even as we go down. And allowing the arms to gently come down to the side. Bringing the palm facing each other in front of the lower abdomen. Observing the sensation of the chi between the palms. Following the expansion and contraction of the breath and the chi. And on the exhale, bring your hands back. Gently rubbing the palms together. Good. Whew. It's hot in here and I'm sweating a little bit. So let me see your comments here. Hi, Diamond. Thanks for joining. Good. So, how are you guys feeling? How was the difference between when we first breathe at the beginning, allowing it to rise? How did it transform? Sorry, I'm really hot here. The lights are not helping. How was it afterwards? And when you went back into feeling the movement of chi between the palm, the difference between doing the movement before and after doing the various posture. How did that go? Let me know. And if you're watching the video in replay and you're doing it as well, then write down a comment. Let me know how it went. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to reply to you as well. That was great. Good. It's always a good answer. A little short, but good. um, hmm, excellent. Um, excellent. Good job, Bet. Uh, there you go. Sorry, my phone doesn't like when I get too close to it, apparently. Very good. So everybody had good sensation difference. That's excellent. Qi development takes time. That's why it's called Qigong, because it's developing a skill over a period of time, Gong of the Qi, so it takes time. It's normal that people have different level of perception. I'm guiding you as best as I can based on my own sensation, knowing that these sensation won't be there for most of you. You'll get bits and pieces, and the intensity of these sensation will change also with practice. Um, just to remind an aspect that is essential, don't try to do or to imagine or to use your mind to create these sensations. Allow them to show up on their own. Be aware there's a global movement that's happening. So in the case of the movement we're doing, global movement is that from the earth she is rising through the body all the way up to the tip of the finger, the head, and then fills up into the wei chi and come back down. So this is the, I would say, the maximum aspect. It, once you're in there, it grows and go further and further, and you can have very high perception both above and the lower feet. At first, usually even just feeling it within our own body is a little bit difficult. We can feel maybe from the torso to the shoulder or just through the hands. Don't worry about not thinking that you don't feel enough. That will grow. And the more you allow it to happen naturally without trying to force anything, the further you will go within your practice. Um, there's one way to describe it, which I like, and I'm not sure if I mostly heard it from Kumar Francis, who's one of Jane's main teacher, and also a few other places where sometimes they compare two methodology as fire and water. fire approach, more yang, using more the mind to try to move the qi in a specific way, might give you faster results at the beginning, but will entrap you very quickly into only being able to do what you're thinking about. Versus a more yin approach, a more water method, allowing in the sense of allowing the water to pool to naturally start to fill up the container. So you want the chi to start to gather, to have more and more so that it starts to fill up your body. And rather than trying to squeeze it and move it, you allow it to fill everything. And once it fills up, then it starts to go. It's like some aquarium water pump. If there's not enough water, the pump is unable to move the water. But once the level of water is high enough, then the pump is able to suck it in and make it move. Another way I like to explain it, if you have a plastic water bottle and it's only filled halfway, and then you start to use your mind and some physical contraction to try to squeeze the chi and move it around. It's like if you're taking this bottle, squeezing it, putting the cap on top as soon as the water spills out, and trying to sell it to someone as a full water bottle. Technically, yeah, it's full, but you kind of squeezed it of half of its full capacity. Whereas if you allow for that water to really fill up and naturally overflow, then you'll get a much stronger effect. This approach will also allow your body to teach you the pathways based on your anatomy, on who you are, and how things are developing in your body, rather than trying to take the information from somewhere else, from a drawing, and try to put it inside, which doesn't quite fit because you're not the same person. So taking the time to let these sensations grow will may take a little bit more time at first, but will reward you tenfold down the line. Um, So let me see a few more of the other comments. Mhm. Good. Mhm. Excellent. So thank you very much, guys, for being here again. I know the stream started a little later again because I was trying something with my computer and the camera and didn't work, so I had to fall back onto the cell phone, which took a little bit more time to set up. But things are getting better. The lights are here. The image is a little better this way. Now one light went down. But yeah, the technical stuff is growing, and soon we should have a very strong full quality image stream regularly with good sound. Sound is still an issue I need to kind of tweak up a little bit more with the rest. I don't know why my headset doesn't fit with the computer. Usually, just like this, the sound is excellent, but as soon as I plug it with a computer, the Bluetooth doesn't work half as good. Anyway, I'll figure it out. That's my stuff to do. So again, thank you guys for being here. If you like the class, you can put the little thumbs up. That's always helpful for the Google algorithm. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed to the channel, then yeah, subscribe so you know when we do those classes. Monday, Wednesday at noon my time, which is 11 Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern American time, or 8 Central Europe, 7 for the UK. If I lost you, just remember 11 Pacific time in the US, and then you can Google the adjustment of the time zone for your area. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Ciao.